afternoon.
Good afternoon.
How are
What a
you?
morning. An exciting morning.
It's one of those crazy mornings.
Yeah, yeah.
I just came from orchestrating a photo shoot and
Fabulous.
then ran and had a veggie omelet as my
Oh,
lean and green today,
fabulous.
and then raced back here to get on the psychic tea. So
I had an early morning reading
Mhm.
from somebody who lives in England, so their hours are different. So
Yep.
I did a early morning at my house. I didn't even make a fueling. I tossed a hard-boiled egg in my mouth and called it a fueling, and just started a drive down to Salem with
Yep.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy.
It's hectic already. It's hectic. And so for a while now, I have been trying to, I don't know, find my sea legs again, because it's already so hectic, and it's not usually this hectic this early. And it's been kind of crazy. So I am really, really looking forward to getting my groove back. And
Right.
I gotta kind of I almost have to put my October head on, and just be able to, to like, sail through it
I hear
somehow.
you. But you somehow
We honestly, all of us are sailing in really uncharted water right now. Trying to come up out of this pandemic is just, it's nothing we've ever had to deal with before. And I don't know how our viewers and our friends and family, that are joining us today feel about it, but I really feel like emotion has really come to the fore in a way that is not typical for me. And so, I know you're a Cancerian, so this is like, you live in that zone, but I don't typically live in that zone. And so it's been a challenge.
Yeah, it's been a deep dive for me emotionally. And like, honestly, it's been a spiritual journey, exploring my own emotions and where they come from. And there's a lot out there, and to separate my logic from what I feel, that's one thing about us cancers. I think sometimes we get caught up in the illusions that are presented in front of us, and we do not take the deep dive into our own personal intellect at times. So, we're going at life with how we feel. And it just makes me an emotional junkie, and I'm just working it through like everybody else. You know how it is?
Right?
Yeah.
It's like, oh my gosh, I don't know. It's really heavy right now. Boy. Yeah. So I'm actually trying to do some shares. If people would share if people would share this, I would greatly appreciate it. It's gotten harder and harder for me to actually share from the page onto my own personal page. And I don't know why that is. It should be easy, and it used to be easy. And I think Facebook has intentionally started making it harder for people that own pages to actually share their content to their private page, which is really stupid. But if everybody out there who's not an admin on our page, if you could get out there and share, because I think it's relatively easy for you guys to share, but it's not easy for us. So
yeah,
so I don't know why that is, but it's like it's not letting me share as me. It's wanting me to share to the news feed, just like my own, like the Psychic Tea news feed, which it should already be. You know what I mean? It's not letting me, I don't know what it's doing, but it's not letting me share on my own page. And it's a real bummer for me, because I know there are a bunch of people that are friends with me that would want to be tuning in. So
exactly. I've been struggling with that link as well. It won't let me, but I will.
Thank you, Sid.
I'm going to post this on the Pentagram page,
Oh, thank you.
so it can get out there. I think that this is an avenue to help people. It creates a nice sense of community where
Yes.
I think everybody there in the comments can communicate with each other.
Yep.
This is supposed to bring us together and not be
absolutely. I honestly miss, and I miss waking up to the tea time. I actually miss that. It was such a great day to begin. It was a great way to begin every day, and I'm so grateful for all of the people that used to spend that time with us. You have no idea. It really did help us get through, so.
It was a great way to start the day, and it was like my morning chat and coffee time, or tea time, depending on what I was drinking in that mug.
Well, it would focus, it brought the magic every single day. It started the day in a magical way, for everybody. And it really, really not just like a 5-minute, like, oh, I lit a candle, but like it really immersed everybody in that for that 40-minute window, so I do kind of miss that. So, it's nice to see that. Sure. Tag away, guys. Tag away. Tag away. Yep. We're happy to, we want to get out and meet new people on the, on the internet. So definitely we want to be able to share with more people. So super excited as we get closer and closer to the release of the second book, which is Lighting the Wick. And there are going to be some, I guess, Penguin Random House is going to do a giveaway, like a sort of incentive for pre-orders. So we're working on that with them. So it's going to be some kind of exciting thing to do with that. So that's great. We also are going to start selling tickets to our major book launch event, which is Saturday, the 11th of September. We're going to do a major event at the Hawthorne Hotel. It's going to be fantastic. We have 2 confirmed already of the people that made, the people that make the candles that we talk about in the DIY chapter of the book. So that would be June Jennings and also Shannon Marie Doust will be present for the event. There will be some cool event only swag that will be happening. It's going to be really interesting. We're going to do some candle magic together. So you will not want to miss that if you are local or if you just want to come visit Salem prior to the October absolute insanity, but still in that fall feeling time of September. Book your trip. I think there may be still some rooms at the Hawthorne. So definitely come join us. It's going to be a blast.
Yes.
I'm really, really looking forward to it. So
I'm excited. Yes.
Yay, Aria. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah, thank you. So that's exciting. And that event is going to be live in the next few days. So watch the page for that because we'll be announcing that on the page, obviously, and on our personal pages. We'll be announcing that. So be there for that.
Exciting times.
So yes.
Yes. All right. Is it time?
It's time for a card. Pull a card. Okay. I want to hear what is going on right now.
So many things, and we are truly, a lot is hidden from us right now, but we can feel with our own energy stuff going on. But I chose this card, as humble as I am, in honor of myself. The moon. It is associated with the planet in the sign Cancerian. It does rule me. And it does give some warning about the things maybe we're not choosing to see. When I get this in a reading, I wonder what are my choices. So if this ends up being a morning time card pull that will guide or send me a message for my day, I really focus on things that I'm allowing in my life that are illusions, are not true. Okay. And really to start focusing on things that, maybe not everything is as good or as bad as they appear to be. This is the truth that you can't avoid, that you really should be taking time to dig in. Is there a misunderstanding on your part? Is there some kind of communication off? Are things hidden? Are you working from a place of mental confusion or even insecurity? All right. It could be as simple as maybe you're not sleeping enough. It is that instability and in life that does give us challenges, but this is a path of growth, and listen to your loyal friends, let's call them, your whatever I'm watching a podcast now. It's called the Clutch Five. You have 5 people in your life that are going to truly give you the best advice. This is the time to turn on your ears and I'm going to make Sandra laugh and leave the casino before you lose any more money. That
may or may not be autobiographical.
Yeah,
and it may or may not have happened within the past 24 hours.
And really take that time. So much stimulus is around us, right? If we get caught up in it, we're really not going to pay attention to any kind of deception, any kind of instability. We're not going to look at that. We're going to go with what feels good. And even though the path looks like it seems open, it seems like everything is great. But when I see the moon, it's time for me to dig deeper into my intuition, my psychic ability, and to trust it, and to trust the people in your life that mean well for you, and to hear them, and to know who they are. Like, this is a time to call out, who are those clutch people who are always going to tell you the truth, whether you want to hear them or not. When you listen to the words of the people that matter, or listen to the words of the higher power screaming down your back saying, this is your direction. Start following it and be accountable for your own bullshit, that you put out there in the world. When people
Right.
say you're not doing something, and what have you done? What have you done? Reflect, but also
Right.
reflect at the people in your life. A lot of people get excited. Oh, it's the moon. It's the moon card. It's got to be about love and nurturing. No. How about nurture thyself? Be aware of the things that affect you and how your mind works. Do a deep dive. Go explore your shadow side. These are not easy tasks for anyone. We all got to a certain place, whether it's good or bad, because we took this road. And we either listened or we didn't. And,
I feel like the moon card does speak to us about our intuition, but it also talks to us about how we are emotionally and what our emotional health is at any given time. And always when I see that dog on one side of the water and that wolf on the other, I'm reminded that we've got, ideas about, on the one hand, we have the dog who is predictable, trainable, loyal. We've got that best friend. We've got that, I can always count on you no matter what. This is also unconditional love, which is what we associate with the dog. And then on the other side, we have the wolf. And the wolf can be a lone wolf, but honestly, wolves in general are pack animals. But oftentimes when we see one wolf alone on something, we think about that lone wolf. But what the wolf is wild, unpredictable, untrainable, but very powerful. And so I feel like we've got the image of, this is a creature I can control on one side, and this is a creature I cannot control on the other. So this symbolizes our own personal drives, some of which we can get under control, some of which we have a hard time controlling. This is also how we view people. You know, we view the predictable people in our lives a certain way and the unpredictable people another way, right? And there's that line of demarcation. And I'm always like, when this card comes up in relationships, I'm always like, girl, get you a man who's as loyal as that dog, but can run as wild as that wolf, and you're good. Get somebody that can handle you at both. Somebody that can cross that river with you back and forth, that can be wild, that can be, that can settle down and be committed and show that level of commitment, but also is able to run free with you and give you your space when you need to kind of run wild and do your thing. And so, for you to bring this card up right now, I'm getting all kinds of things from that, and in my personal life and also just in society in general. The idea of the loyal, some would say maybe subjugated pet, and then the wild, completely untamed, on their own, like doing their thing. And we admire, in many cases, like we admire that wolf, but at the same time, we're oftentimes sort of afraid of that wolf too. So it's like, I see that, the light and shadow of the moon, what side is light, what side is dark, the whole idea of like, no matter what we're seeing of the moon, sometimes we see the crescent, sometimes we see it full. It's still the same moon though. It's all the same moon. These are just, like you said, illusions. These are just the perspectives that we're seeing. Hey, Jeff, these are the perspectives we're seeing, but it's not necessarily the truth. The truth is the whole of the moon. The truth is the whole thing. And ultimately, it's a reflection of the sun. The moon is shining. It's not lit from within. It's reflecting. And so it's time for us to reflect. When you bring this card in, I say, okay, it's definitely time to do some personal reflection, shadow work. We're like just escaping one of the worst Mercury retrograde periods I've ever lived through. We're still in the retro shade, probably. And it's like, this is a good time to bring up this kind of like reflection and ideas about our emotions and how our emotions influence us, because these tides that you see where that Scorpio is, these tides are being pulled by that moon. Ask anybody that works in an ER or any kind of emergency services. When that moon is full, bam, things go loony. And that's just, I've been feeling it. I've been in my feels lately, and it's not my comfort zone. So it's no surprise that you bring this card in, because I could feel it coming, I swear.
It's been a lot right now. I mean, when I, looking at this, it's my examination of myself. I mean, This is the journey of the middle pillar. Like, how balanced can we get? You know, there's dark, there's light, there's the true balance. And what we're trying to achieve is right there in the middle, straight up. How do we bring that wisdom, that divine self-control to us here on the planet? How do we make it infuse our bodies and our lives so we make better choices, so that we can show people our strength and our vulnerability all at the same time? How can
the secrets, that little Scorpio rising out of that water.
Very little thing.
The secrets are coming to light. Yeah. And in my personal life, wow.
Yeah, the truth.
The truth of the past coming into the present.
Yes. Like what,
big time.
And it's hard to handle sometimes these truths. And then what are we going to do with it? When reality, when honesty, when truth is in front of us, how are we going to handle that?
Yep.
What choices do we make? Are we
Yep.
going to lean left? Are we going to lean right? Or are we going to go straight through it?
Are we going to run from confrontation?
No.
Or are we going to rip the friggin' Band-Aid off?
Yeah.
And let the chips fall where they may.
Right. And we have to be our own person. We have to say to ourselves, we all, sometimes it's hard. Confrontation is hard. If you're a water sign out there, you probably hate it. I hate confrontation. Yeah. I hate anger. I only want all the happy feels all around me all the time. But we can't grow as people if we don't walk through it. And we can't have the strength and the goodness and the success in our lives. And we can't share it with others if it isn't something that sits within ourselves already. We have to find our own personal power. And
we also have to remember that water is a healer. There's healing to be done, and it can be done. It's reminding us also of the healing powers that we have. And we don't have to be like walking around victimized by our past traumas forever. That's another thing, is like water seems to attract and contain and hold. It can hold things in. And, and that's when water gets trapped like that, it gets murkish and brackish, and it's just not good. It needs movement. It needs to be able to let things go. It's like the ocean giving up her, giving up the whatever's down in the deep, but it's like sometimes you have to churn that shit up and get it cleared. So that's the energy I'm feeling right now. I'm glad you brought that card in, because I really feel like that's where the work is right now. That is where the work is right now for me. That is 100%. And I feel like I am not alone in this. I know that this is, there's a lot of planetary stuff. I'm sure we're going to hear from Tim shortly about the planetary stuff, because I know that I am not alone in this. And I really, really feel that way. And I want to say that in terms of like crystals and stones right now, as much as I sometimes am like, ooh, this is a really emotional period, I probably should not be wearing moonstone. It's like anything that's going to heighten that. There's been many times in my life where I'm like, ooh, I'm not going to do that. This time around, though, I have been wearing it. And I think I'm not shying away from that work right now. I'm diving into it. And I think that's why yesterday, I just woke up different. I don't know how or why, but I woke up remembering the bad bitch that I am. And I was like, I am not going to be concerned about these emotional reactions that I'm having. I'm going to lean in rather than run away.
Yes.
I'm going to lean in rather than run away.
Yes.
And I started saying, you know what? I need to reprioritize some things in my life. And that'll correct a lot of what's happening. I can't control things outside myself, but I can control me, and that's what it means to be a witch. It's self-empowerment.
Yes.
Self-empowerment. So
I get it.
I would encourage people to go ahead and grab those moonstones. And if you have crystals that link you back with the past in any way, and also petrified wood will help with this, or any fossils that you have, if you have fossilized coral or other fossilized stones, palm wood, fossilized palm is one of my favorites. Get those crystals out and work with that past. Even though it feels really ouchy right now, do it anyway. I used to have a yoga instructor that used to say to me, the positions that make you the most uncomfortable have the most to teach you. And she was right. And so I'm encouraging everybody to move slightly out of their comfort zone, lean in, and clear some of that damage, and actually be okay with letting it go. Even if you just say to yourself, what if I were to let go of that baggage and pick something specific. What if I could move forward letting go of that? How would that feel to me? What would that mean in my life? And I literally mean letting it go. And it's funny because I used to be so good at this because, like, literally somebody would say, well, remember when that person did that to you? And I'd be like, no, I really don't. And I don't know if that's just a product of just moving on and, so much water under the bridge, but I actually kind of like that. I don't want to have to sit with every mean thing anyone's ever said to me or about me, mostly about me, because the bitches know better than to say it to me. So I'm just saying that if I held on to all of that for like my whole life, I would just be carrying all this weight. For what? I don't need their expectations. I don't need their feelings. Those feelings are theirs and that's their problem, not mine. I know who I am. So that's basically my advice to you. Get those crystals out, process some of these things from the past. Maybe some stuff bubbled to the surface because of Mercury retrograde. Instead of sweeping it back under the rug, go ahead and handle your business. Yeah. Period.
Time to confront and do what you need to do to conduct the business of your life and to create your own world.
It's right? Okay. It's okay. I say we bring Tim in and we hear about the astro forecast because yes! I am convinced that this is going to be reflected in the stars. I can tell you.
Oh yes. How are y'all doing? Good to see you.
Good to see you. Good to see you.
You guys can hear me okay? So it's funny, you guys. It always happens. You guys just touched on so many things I was already going to be talking about, and I just wanted to let everybody know that we don't ever have time to really plan out things. This is truly a live show, and I just love that it just flows with what I was already planning to talk about. Both of you all touched on, talking about reflection. The first part of what I wanted to talk about was actually reflecting on what we just went through the month of June. It was a tough month. Leanne, you're talking about this confusion and illusions and all of that stuff. We just went through this week, Mercury square Neptune, which, is Mercury is the mind, communication. Neptune is about fantasy illusions. Squaring off brings out that negative side of those illusions being broken if we're opening our eyes, or us being possibly deceived and hurt by these illusions. So again, going right along with what you all are been talking about. But yeah, let's get into it. So we did pass the Mercury retrograde in Gemini. There was also a solar eclipse in Gemini, which on the day of the solar eclipse, Mercury actually lined up exactly conjunct, well, not exactly, but like within the degree conjunct of that solar eclipse, the sun and the moon. So I feel like that really boosted the energy of Mercury at a time we didn't want to see a boost of Mercury energy because it was retrograde in Gemini, again dignified in the sign that it rules. So this enhances that energy and that trickster energy even more. And so yeah, it was tough. I actually started it out really, really well, and then June 10th, when the solar eclipse hit, that's like when everything kind of changed for me, which happened to be my birthday. So again, I'm still looking forward to this being a significant year. We'll keep you guys posted. I'm just learning as I go along just what it means to have a solar eclipse on the day of your birthday. So it's I'm really looking forward to this year, see what's coming. But yeah, just looking past on what we've been through, Mercury went direct. Then we had the full moon in Sagittarius right after that, which is still building on that solar eclipse energy, the lunar cycle from June 10th, which is, again, highlighting the South Nodes and North Node and Gemini Sagittarius axis, which is all about releasing, letting go those beliefs that are no longer doing what we needed. Maybe it was a truth or a belief, even a spiritual belief that we clung to, but now we're realizing maybe it's not what it was cracked up to be. This is the time to let go of those beliefs, principles, including spiritual or religious beliefs that could have caused us not to really live our inner truth. And that's the Gemini North Node. We have to differentiate between fact and fiction right now and really find our inner truth, find our voice, find our yeah, just find our voice. This is going to be the last little stint of this Gemini Sagittarius North Node lesson. It lasts about 18 months. So towards the end of the year, we're going to switch to the lesson of Taurus and Scorpio coming up. That's the next upcoming year. But yeah, yesterday, you were talking about yesterday being a significant day. I felt it too. It was 7-7. I felt that 7-7-7 energy. Of course, we're also in the year of 21, which is 3 sevens. And I feel like yesterday, when I was kind of looking up some stuff, I realized yesterday was the first day we are out of the post shadow period of Mercury retrograde. So
okay, I felt it.
I felt it too. But, you know, and it's funny because the new moon is actually tomorrow, but I felt like almost like a new beginning energy yesterday. So this is great, going to build on that new moon that is happening tomorrow in the sign of Cancer. But before we talk about that, you know, July 4th, was there was called what is called a T-square in the sky. So you know, there was a square and then an opposition. So the moon was conjunct Uranus in Taurus, squaring off with Saturn in Aquarius and Mars in Leo, and then Mars was exact opposite of Saturn. So this created a lot of tension for this past 4th of July weekend, a lot of volatility, a little chaotic energy. You know, Uranus squaring off with Saturn is all about breaking free from those restrictions and from limitations. So there's that frustration there, a controlling energy possibly. And then Mars is, you know, super passionate, expressive, trying to break free, where Saturn's like, slow down, you know, throwing that cold water on it. So a lot of pent up energy, anger, frustration, disappointments, even if we're not careful, being our own worst enemy of not dealing with that anger appropriately. Even in the world, July 4th, there was a huge explosion in the Caspian Sea. It was actually a mud volcano, I read, but it was a huge explosion and a fire in the ocean or the sea, which the same thing happened in Mexico just like a day or two before. There was an oil pipeline burst and there was a huge fire in the middle of the ocean just burning for hours and hours and hours. So it's interesting. We're talking about this water element, but then we've got these explosions, you know, fire. So that's like that, you know, that passion, we need to get those passionate energy, the emotions out, and also the anger emotions out, you know, dealing with that frustration, all of those energies. So I thought it was interesting. There was actually a lot of explosions. There was a huge surge of violence all across America, which is not super uncommon for 4th of July, but still, I feel like everybody felt that. But the good news is that 4th of July was actually probably the worst day of the month, astrologically speaking, and we are past it. So starting yesterday and with the new moon tomorrow, I feel like things are definitely going to be shifting. That's what I meant to say. But yeah, that could have been a lot of that tension. So again, Mars opposite Saturn. Those are the two malefics of the universe kind of squaring off each other. And then interestingly enough, July 29th, Mars is going to be opposite Jupiter. So this is going to be kind of like the opposite energy, because Jupiter, of course, is opposite of Saturn. Jupiter is about expansion, growth, optimism, taking a leap of faith. And Mars is, of course, also about taking risks. So we do have to be careful with risks. It's interesting. It's on the 29th because both will be in the 29th degree. Mars in the 29th degree of Leo, Aquarius in the 29th degree of Aquarius. And that 29th degree is considered an anaretic degree, or they call it a critical degree in astrology, because it brings its own energy, being that last degree before it moves into another sign of kind of like that last hurrah, you know, trying to finish up whatever you got going. And there's like this...
The 11th hour.
Exactly.
The 11th hour effect.
The 11th hour, exactly. And so there is that push, again, with Jupiter being a risk taker and Mars also impulsive. We got to be careful with not feeling like we got to do it now. We got to do it now. That's the only negative. But on the positive, you know, because Jupiter's in retrograde, you know, growth is slowing a little bit, but Mars is going to give Jupiter a push, which is going to be a great day for growth, expansion, luck, building, all of that. So the 29th is going to be a great day this month. We are going to have the Jupiter moving back into Aquarius on the day before that. Now, I did already mention previously that, you know, Jupiter in Pisces, which right now is going to be one of the best transits of the year. Jupiter was the old ruler of Pisces that loves water signs, flourishes in water signs, Jupiter, for growth and expansion. And so Pisces is all about the dissolving boundaries. So this is why that, like, as soon as Jupiter went into Pisces, we saw like a huge relaxation of all the regulations, no more masks, stuff like that happening all across the board. And with Jupiter going back into Aquarius, I did mention that we might see some of those regulations come back. I've actually already heard this through news outlets that they're kind of talking about it already. So that would be interesting if that does happen. You know, Jupiter isn't as happy in Aquarius as it is in Pisces. Aquarius' old ruler is Saturn. Aquarius is very logical and focuses on reason, assessing the facts before making decisions. And Jupiter sometimes just wants to take a leap of faith and be happy. So we kind of may put a damper on Jupiter's energy there. But yes, let's talk about the new moon. We were talking about the moon card. So let me pull up. I'm going to try to share my page here. Let's see if this works.
Yep.
All right. And I want to share. Here we go, Lou. Don't laugh at me.
I'm chuckling a little.
I can hear you chuckling, Lou.
I don't know. That didn't work.
I'm chuckling a little.
No,
that's not really.
All right. Well, one second, guys. So talking about the new moon in Cancer, I wanted to bring up
share and then window instead of tab, and then you'll get to your graphic.
Oh, okay. You know what? That's this is the window. There we go. That's what I did last time. Awesome. Share. Window.
Next time we'll do this before the show.
I'm sorry, guys. All right. So there it is. If you are able to see that.
Yay.
You can zoom it in too if you want to.
Oh, okay. I was going to say that doesn't look as okay. Let's see. Is that too much? Yes. So yes, guys, sorry about that. We're going to definitely have this better prepared next time. But here we are, the new moon chart for tomorrow. If you guys can see there, the main thing I wanted to kind of point out was just that you guys see all these lines. Of course, the blue lines are trines. Trine is the super harmonious and also sextile. So we see the new moon in Cancer is making a trine to Neptune, a sextile to Uranus. Uranus is kind of a major player in this new moon chart because it's also squaring off with Venus over there and Mars, and then so the 3 points of everyone's chart is going to be activated this new moon. And if you are into astrology and you know the house system, you'll want to see where you have 18 degrees Cancer. So that's the house that's going to be activated. For me, I have a Cancer ascendant, so it's easy for me. It's my first house. This is the house of self. So this is my time to shine, kind of getting my goals in order and my priorities, so kind of focusing on really what I want to achieve. So this is a big time for me as a Cancer ascendant. But since we do have Mars, Venus conjunct in that very next house in the sign of Leo, and it's squaring Uranus, this means that the next house, wherever your Cancer is going to be where you're going to find a little drama this month. And it may have something to do with relationships. Let's see. And then if you go back 2 houses, because the new moon is making a positive aspect to Uranus, this means you're going to get support. So going back to, if you're a Cancer ascendant, 2 houses back is the 11th house. So I need to find my priorities and my goals, and I may receive a little bit of help from friends because the 11th house is all about friendships. Let's see. Taurus ascendant, Miss Sandra. So that is going to be your 3rd house of communication is being activated with this new moon in Cancer. And you are going to be supported by 2 houses back is your 1st house. Again, this house of self is activated and the 3rd house. So this is going to be a time of you finding your voice. And you talked a little bit.
Depend on me.
Exactly. House number 1.
All the women who are independent. Yep. Throw your hands up at me.
Independence. 3rd house is communication, finding your voice, expressing that voice. And then the drama will be the next house, which is the 4th house. So there may be a little bit of drama in your home life, immediate environment, possibly family members. Let's see, Leanne, Sagittarius ascendant, right? I'm just doing that. But Sagittarius is going to be your 8th house. close emotional bonds. Eighth house is also the house of transformation, legacies, sex, but
Oh boy.
intimacy.
Nailed it.
Intimate relationships, but it's also going to be supported by the sixth house, 2 houses back, and the sixth house is the house of health. So you are really going to be reevaluating and evaluating how your relationships are affecting your mental health or emotional health, physical health, of course. Body, mind, and soul are all connected, right? And then where the drama is going to be, which would be the ninth house, the house after that. And that's going to be the house of the Sagittarius, the house of philosophies, beliefs. So what we were talking about with leaving those outdated beliefs behind, or maybe even separating from certain people that don't believe like you, or you guys are not aligned in paths. So that's a little bit of that relationship drama may come with opposing ideas. So those are just some examples. If you guys are into astrology and know how to look at the housing system, know what your ascendant is, you can figure out what houses are being activated. But look at the house where Cancer is, 2 houses back, where you're receiving support, and then the house next to that or above that would be where you're going to experience some drama for this upcoming month. So that's how you can tie it in personally, because of course we all have different charts. So we all are experiencing, in a general sense, a lot of the energy, but also specifically different areas of the life being targeted. But yeah, so that's in a nutshell what's happening this month. Next week, we've got Venus conjunct Mars. So this is going to be a very passionate week for relationships, maybe a little bit of drama, being in the sign of Leo. Leo likes drama, though. It's going to bring a little passion, excitement, especially if you're a fire sign. So Aries, Sagittarius, if you got that in your chart, or Leo, the fire signs are going to be getting a boost of passion this upcoming week, which could be good or bad, depending on how we manage that energy, right?
Right.
Sorry about that. But yeah, full moon later this month will be in the sign of Aquarius, getting back to those Aquarian energies. July going back, Jupiter going back into Aquarius. So there's going to be at the end of this month a refocus back on all of those community at the larger scale, humanitarian efforts, being progressive, going against the flow, breaking free from any limitations. This is all the Aquarius energy that will be highlighted, and friendships. Aquarius is all about friends and social connections. So this will be a very social full moon at the end of the month. Again, we're past the worst part of the month, thankfully. So starting with the new moon tomorrow, we've got some great things to look forward to, and just put out some positive energies for the month.
Beautiful.
Love it.
Thank you so much.
Oh, my
It
pleasure.
makes so much sense. It really does.
and like I said, it's
Just
funny that
makes
we
sense.
don't even talk about it.
We
previously,
never talk about it.
it all
before the show.
matches so much of what you all
we
were
never
already
go
talking
into
about.
it.
Yep, absolutely.
So yeah, we don't discuss these ahead of time. Most of the time, I have no idea what Leanne's gonna bring for a card. If I do a card, you watch me pull it right on screen. We don't discuss the astrological forecast with Tim. It's just, it all just happens, and it all just happens to coincide. So I have a question for you, Tim, because one of the things that we were going to talk about today in the last segment is about our impressions of witches in the media and the public impression of witches. And so my question to you is, who were your first media exposures to witches, either in movies, television, books, whatever media? Who were your first media witches?
So for personally, I would probably have to say, there was that show Bewitched, I guess is an old show.
Right?
Used to come on the TV. Wizard of Oz, of course. I'm trying to think of like the oldest memory I have. But then for me, it was probably like, the comic books. As a matter of fact, I just scored the Fantastic Four number 94, which is the first appearance of Agatha Harkness, which is like the opposing witch of the Scarlet Witch in Marvel Comics. Oh,
right.
Marvel shirt on today.
Yeah.
But I'm a Marvel geek, especially
Marvel
X-Men.
Universe. Yeah.
So and of course WandaVision is super popular right now.
Oh my gosh, I loved it.
Yeah,
You
it.
liked it?
I,
Loved it.
it
Loved
started
it.
out so much different than it ended up. I loved it. Yeah, absolutely.
It was great.
But yeah, I guess that would be like some of the influences that I've seen. Um, but yeah, just and most of what I've learned about witchcraft is just exploring on my own. I feel like just I really try to focus on being in tune with the universe, and I do believe a good witch knows about the planets at least on a general scale, because it's great for timing purposes, spell purposes, all of that
Absolutely.
stuff, and so yeah, just little by little, I feel like the universe has really guided me to the right people, including you two as well, at the right time that it was meant to be. But yeah, and you guys have been awesome influence. Really giving me a little glimpse into Salem. And I was gonna plan a trip this year to Salem when during Mercury retrograde, when Southwest canceled all their flights. There was a computer glitch, if you guys remember that.
Oh my
Airlines
gosh!
for 3 days were canceled, so they immediately did a sale the next day, 50% off all flights. And I was looking into Salem, and then October, and I was even gonna possibly go to maybe work for y'all, but there was no place to stay. Literally, the flight was great, but the stay, and I was like, oh, so I'm going to New Orleans instead.
Oh my gosh, you will absolutely love it.
Oh, I love it.
You will love
yes,
it. When are you going? What month are you going?
So I'm going to be going in September to New Orleans. Yeah, but if I would have known September, I should have done September in Salem. I didn't think about that, but it's on my list. Sooner,
Awesome.
hopefully than later. We're gonna hopefully make it out there.
Awesome. Well, if people want to get their chart actually done by you, what's the best way to reach you?
I did take a break, a Mercury retrograde. No, tried to not really much do any readings, but I am back in business. If anyone's looking for a chart, you can reach me on Facebook, Soaring Wolf, Tim Soaring Wolf, soaringwolf.com. And, I also do live readings, which are my favorite, combination readings. I actually look at the planets and cards. That's my favorite, but
love it.
Yeah, feel free to, any astrology questions. I'm always available, try to respond as fast as possible. And, of course, thank you all for the opportunity.
Thank you, Tim.
Yeah.
Thank you, Tim.
Thank you, Tim.
My pleasure, ladies.
Joy. I learned a lot from you. Thank you.
Awesome.
So yes, with regard to Bell Book and Candle, my dad was a major, major fan of that movie. Major fan of that movie. So that was an influence on me through my dad, and of course, at dinner time they used to play old TV shows, and so I used to also see Bewitched, because usually at supper time they'd start running the reruns of the old movies or whatever. And so I remember seeing Bewitched.
Yes.
And it's interesting because Bewitched was kind of a commentary a little bit on the relationships between men and women and the power dynamics between men and women that were changing at the time that it rose to its popularity the first time. And it's very interesting to me, the image of the witch and what the witch has meant down through the years is very much a statement on power. That's a key undercurrent of anything having to do with the media image of the witch is absolutely always in some way, shape, or form related to power and the idea of having power over, or the power of influence, the power to make things happen. So that's the idea of someone who wields magic, and how are they going to choose to use it, and the fear that can create for people, and the idea of making people face themselves and their own image of themselves and their own image of whether they consider themselves powerful or not, and how they operate with regard to that. I mean, honestly, it's kind of a universal, life issue, but it gets embodied in the image of the witch.
What was your favorite witch-based movie, Sandra?
Well, I do have a super soft spot for the Witches of Eastwick.
So do I, my dear.
I have a super soft spot for that. You know, that's right up there. Honestly, it's just that's top 3 anyway. If it's not number 1, it's absolutely top 3. So, and then later, Practical Magic. Someone in the comments brought up Practical Magic. You know, I enjoyed Practical Magic, absolutely. You know, but that came later, but I definitely enjoyed it. How about you?
As of recent, The Witch.
Oh, most recently, yes. We all have a little
soft
spot for that.
For Black Phillip, and I have to tell you, I know it was horrific, but Midsommar was.
Oh, I didn't watch that.
It was insane. It was insane, and it was
okay. Now you're bringing up another one of my top 3, The Wicker Man.
Yes,
The Wicker Man.
Yes,
loved it. Loved it.
But as a child, I loved The Wizard of Oz. I mean, these were my first. And I don't know if anyone out there remembers. There used to be in the 70s, there was a cartoon about a school teacher who was a witch. And she was Miss Witch, and she had a thing, and it was like a special cartoon. It existed in itself. If anyone could find the name of that cartoon, I'm sure it's got to be somewhere. I'd love to watch it again. You know, who didn't love Witchy Poo? Who didn't love Witchy Poo?
Oh, Witchy Poo.
I mean, and that was power. That was power. She wasn't going to take anyone's crap.
Right?
Everyone's totes.
I brought up Bedknobs and Broomsticks.
Yes.
Bedknobs and Broomsticks. Yep. Another good one. I mean, I have a collection of children's books, believe it or not, that all show witches in a positive light. Because I, for a long time, have been just kind of collecting these things. Mm-hmm. So like the Strega Nona and all that stuff. Yes. I have copies of all of that. You know, and I sort of had it in my head that if I ever had a child, I would want, you know, media images of witches that were actually positive, where the witch was not the villain in the story. And I absolutely love anything that shows the other side, like Maleficent.
Yes.
You know, and Wicked. You know, I love anything that shows the other side of like, yeah, you thought the witch was the villain, but it's bad press. That was bad press. And there's 2 sides to every story.
Yeah, I love that. I love that. And seeing Wicked and the music and how it transforms us. I mean, the image of the witch has been involved in media from its beginning.
Right?
Leanne, was it The Trouble with Miss Switch?
Oh my goodness.
Lou, you found it.
She was lovely. She wasn't bad. She wanted them to get a good education. Just shut up.
You found it, Lou. I love it. Oh my gosh.
I'm watch it tonight. The Trouble.
Oh my God, I love it.
That's me. This was an amazing story. It reminds me of, I think out right now is The Worst Witch. Okay. Yep. I've heard of it. Yep. She was what I wanted. She was my image of a witch. I wanted to be her. She's a guide and she's a teacher and she has an attitude, but she was teaching history and all of that.
Oh my gosh, I love it. Amazing. That's fantastic. That's fantastic.
I love it. She was a substitute teacher.
Imagine a summer home with a pool.
Oh, sorry.
Something's on autoplay.
I was trying to find some video for you.
Yeah, so there's that. I'm trying to also think of some of the other characters, some of the other witch characters that we've grown up with. I'm trying to think of some of the other ones. Oh, Hector says, I'm still trying to join the coven in Suspiria. Oh, and I've got to tell you, the witches in American Horror Story.
It's real.
Come on, guys, you're missing the
Which
big
is an
one.
American Horror Story. Love.
You guys are missing the big one, aren't you? The one that influenced all of us. The Good Witch and the Evil Witch, Wizard of Oz.
No, she called it. She
I
talked
called
about it.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I was
No,
looking
she
for
brought
Miss
that
Witch.
up. No, she brought that up early,
I'm still recovering from the flying monkeys.
right? Well,
Hey.
okay, so and by extension, I brought it up because of Wicked, because Wicked is the backstory and the whole, like, you know, the sort of behind the scenes idea of the story of Elphaba, the Wicked Witch. So, you know, yes.
Yeah.
So,
thank you, Selena.
those
Thank you.
images
I'll be
of
watching
witches.
that because she was kind of amazing. And the Magic School Bus. It's magical. I don't know.
Oh, is there a magical school bus in
They
that?
used it, well, there was the show in the series of books, The Magical School Bus, and then the Treehouse one about a treehouse they'd go in and time travel and learn and grow,
Ooh,
and that's all
I
magic.
love it.
You know,
Yeah.
that's the best part about being young. You're so open to magic and you're so easily influenced.
Yep.
You just feel it from every inch of your body.
Yeah.
I want people to approach witchcraft that way, especially students out there, since every single one of us is a student.
Yes. Hopefully.
I want that passion of
Mm.
when I couldn't wait to crack into that book or watch that show that had some magic in it, that
Yep.
had that helped us to believe in the things we can't see, in our own power, what we are able to wield, like Harry Potter. How can we forget Harry? I mean, he shaped my child's generation. You know,
Yes.
that's that 30-year-old.
Hermione Granger.
Yes. Yes.
I got called Hermione so much when those movies first started coming out. Oh, Sean used to love to call me Hermione.
Yes.
Yep.
And that's all there, and it feeds the creativity. It opens doors for people, and it helps people to understand the life of a practicing witch.
Oh my
And-
gosh. When the movie The Craft came out, oh, the emails that we got. I mean, so many emails that were like, can you teach me the spell to change my hair color? And I was like, it's at CVS. It's called Clairol. You can buy a box of it. You know, it was just like, no, I'm not going to teach you a magical spell to change your. I could have wrung the necks of the people that wrote that movie because I was like, oh my God, the questions I'm getting, you know. Oh, we got like so many emails of just crazy things from that movie. I mean, I know a lot of witches who decided, you know, that they were witches based on watching that movie, but the number of emails that we got that were like people thinking that whatever was going on, whatever Hollywood was selling, they were buying, you know. And I was just like, oh, you know,
yeah, and the magic we learned.
not what it's about.
In the witch in why did I do a complete blank? Avalon. Mists of Avalon.
Mists of Avalon, yeah. So many people decided that they were going to be witches after reading that book.
Yeah.
Yep.
It transforms.
Problematic author, but you know,
yes,
you got to give it. You got to give it to the book. I mean, the book did transform it for a lot of people. So
it opened up our minds. For some people, it was the whole what's his name? Dan. What's his name? That's really what got me.
Dan Brown.
Dan Brown opened up a lot for me on a magical level.
Wow.
There was ceremony there. There was the Holy Grail. There was power there.
Got you.
I remember reading a portion of the book, and there was a line that they call when they were talking about magic. Everybody's like, "Oh, they do that," and the character said, "It's beautiful. Have you ever been with a person that trusts you impeccably, that would, lay their chest on a sword for you? You only get that in magic, and that, a lot of what we perceive as magical movies, magical in the media. If we keep on digging, we're going to find it everywhere.
Yeah.
A little bit of magic in all art.
Jeff is saying it's hocus pocus for him.
Yay! Amok.
Yep. And so many other people. Oh, wow. The whole hocus pocus thing is huge. It really is. It's huge, huge, huge. So, yeah, people love to come here and see all the areas where they filmed it and everything. And now they're filming the sequel coming up. They're going to be filming the sequel. So that's only gonna invigorate everybody's obsession all over again. So it's about to be crazy again, So, I mean, it's pretty much going crazy right now anyway, because everyone is so excited just to be able to come back to Salem. So many people stayed away last year that I think it's going to be a madhouse here.
Yes.
It's already going to be a madhouse here anyway, and then it's going to be a double madhouse. So it's like, oh my gosh. Yeah.
And then there's the other side of all the movies that make me go, I feel offended.
Uh-oh.
I don't know what they were thinking when they did the last Conjuring movie.
Uh-oh.
I was like, I'm offended. I've watched movies lately and I'm like, why?
Yeah.
I
haven't seen it.
Religion, and how could you take what all of us work so hard to achieve and what we believe and turn it so either offensive or a joke? I mean, just.
Yeah. I'm kind of glad that I haven't seen it.
Out.
Because I think it'll stress me out, make my blood boil, and I don't need that energy right now. But I hear what you're saying.
One word, the movie The Unholy.
Oh, yeah?
Did anyone see The Unholy? Please respond in the chat.
Right.
As a former
I haven't
Catholic,
seen it.
They went after the Blessed Mother. A witch was impersonating Mary. Sorry, spoilers here. It's crap.
Oh, wow.
Bad movie.
Uh-oh.
Bad movie.
Okay. I'm not watching it.
Crap.
I don't have time. I do not have time, girl.
I love scary
I'm on a deadline for book 3. I don't have time to watch movies.
No.
Period.
If you have time to watch anything, don't watch that.
Yep. There you go. Good, bad, or indifferent. I don't have time for that. You know, it's like there's so much going on right now.
Yeah.
There's so many good things going on right now that I don't want to watch something just to critique it and get all upset. That's for sure.
No.
One of the things we got to do is we have to limit our exposure to the things that, that are really going to annoy and upset us at this moment in time. I don't think right now is a good time to go looking for trouble, and go looking for things to be offended about or upset about. I think right now is a time for the short, space that I have to devote to something that's not like a work-related thing. I absolutely am pleasure seeking. I just want to be blissed out and happy, and I want relaxation. Yes. I definitely don't want to watch anything that's going to stress me out. I want
a shot of happiness.
Yes. Yep.
Shot of happiness.
But we have infused ourselves so much into popular culture that even shows that have almost nothing to do with witchcraft wind up somehow either talking about it or having a character that knows about it or something. Because now I'm thinking, there's a couple of things I'm thinking that I can't believe we haven't brought up True Blood yet, but we haven't. So they did a whole entire thing about witches in True Blood. They did a thing about, Wiccans, and then they did a thing about kind of the monster type of witch. They had a monster type of witch, but they also had people that were witches, so humans, regular humans that happen to be witches on that show. But Kevin and I just watched Schitt's Creek, and it came up in Schitt's Creek. One of the women just busted out a thing of tarot cards and started, reading people's tarot cards on the show. And I'm like, we have seriously just made it into the mainstream. Yeah, Jeff, we actually did talk about American Horror Story, but it's, you know, here we are on this sitcom that has really nothing to do with witchcraft, and here comes this girl who's decided, you know, she's been given a deck from somebody and she's gonna, you know, be sitting down and reading people's tarot cards. Oh my gosh, Penny Dreadful, Hector, I have that tarot deck. I own the Penny Dreadful tarot deck. I have that. I was such a fan of that. I have that. Another Outlander. Yeah. Outlander starts in the season 1. She has her tea leaves read. That's how the whole thing kicks off. She has her tea leaves read, you know? Yes, Hector, I do. I have that tarot deck. That is a dark deck. It's not one I usually bust out for readings. That's more like I have it mostly to collect. I don't usually bust that one out for readings. It's a pretty dark deck. But yeah, I mean, when I think about just how it's just weaving itself into just the common culture. I mean, we've gone from the witch being like the villain, or the witch being the focus of the whole show, a la Bewitched. And now it's become just like, oh yeah, and there happens to be like this character that reads cards, or like, oh yeah, this character practices witchcraft or whatever. It's like, it's become so, it's just infused itself into common culture in a way that, you know, it's actually good to see that it doesn't have to be the plot driver anymore. It doesn't have to be like the whole be all and end all of a show. It can be like, yes, this is kind of normal. It's kind of like if you even come to a small town like Schitt's Creek, somebody there knows how to read tarot cards.
Okay.
You know?
Vicky wrote, I've seen it in cartoons too. Absolutely. I am Linda in Bob's Burgers. If anyone wants to know, that's me. That's me. I am Linda in Bob's Burgers.
Now Melissa Mayhem identifies with a character from Bob's Burgers.
Yes,
which one?
It's the daughter. And
okay.
She dresses with the little bunnies in her hair. But I'm Linda. I'm the mother. And okay. I have she has her happy time martini and sometimes reads cards and actually will say, well, I'm a witch.
Oh my God, that's awesome.
Linda.
That's awesome. I haven't seen it, but that's awesome. Remember the Hex Girls? Remember that? Remember the Hex
Yes.
Girls? That was like, what was that on? Josie and the Pussycats or something?
Yeah. That was
Owl House. Ari is saying Owl House. That sounds cool. That sounds like something I would enjoy. Yeah. That sounds like something I would really, really enjoy. So, yes. We are like so overtime. Oh
yes.
My gosh,
oh my goodness.
I have got to get going. We have got to get our days on here. We've got a busy day ahead of us. We've still got more and more stuff to do, but thank you so much for spending time with us. I'm going to have to think about what to do about next month. I may have to go live from New Orleans. Just saying.
Sounds good.
Because by the time we normally are running the show, I will be in New Orleans. So no matter if we do the first week or the second week, I'm still going to be in New Orleans. So we got to figure out when we're going to do it, and who I'm going to yank onto the show with me, because since I'll be in New Orleans,
you can bring people on.
I've got a couple of people in mind, so that'll be the next thing. And happy birthday!
Oh, to me,
Leanna Dude.
Thank you. Tomorrow's the day.
Tomorrow's the big day, and you and I have plans for Sunday night, girl.
Yes, sushi. Love you.
Sushi, sashimi.
Love you guys. Be well.
All right. Take care, everybody.
Yeah.
Share. People can watch after.
Black holes echo